Hello guys, today we are going to be doing our October budget closeout. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so with October, our income did come in at $5,938. Now for our bills, or should I just use purple? Let's just use purple. For our bills, first of all, I left off the light bill. That's first things first. So I'm just going to add that here. Our lights was $125. And then my husband did get a car cleaning. I'll put that on this side also. And that was $100. And then let me just zoom out for just a second and make sure. Yeah, so we planned for it to be $150, but it ended up being $100. And then our light bill was $125. And then I need to change the student loans was actually $1,042, but we'll get there in a second. Let me do this. Make sure all the bills. Car insurance $171. That's right. Helium, rent, subs. I think everything else. Do I have contacts on here? Okay, I do. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and calculate how much our bills actually were. So we had our rent, the phone bills, car insurance, investing, 34, 132, 123, 180, 125, and the car cleaning was 100. So that's 2,134 for our bills. Okay, and then that went up, let's see, 1909. Okay, that went up $225. Partially because I left something off. All right, so let's highlight the changes. All right. And then we can go ahead and let's do our debt next. So I don't even remember what I said. The Wells Fargo loan was $375. Okay, the only thing that changed was student loans. $1,042 to our student loans, and we are starting back up with our debt snowball. And so our student loan number 10 is the first one that we're working on. So let's add this up. 1,042 plus 375 plus 100. So we did $1,517 to debt this month. And I'm excited to see what our totals are going to. So that went $787. That went up $730. So plus $730. The only thing that needs to be highlighted is the student loans, because everything else stayed the same. Okay, giving we did the 125, spending we did do 100, so that is right. Living binder, I think it got so 850 and 450. Okay, so living binder did get 1,300. And then savings did not get that. I think savings, the only thing we did was the 62. Yes. So this was actually only $62. And so 10, 17. minus 62. Yeah, because it went down $955. So now let's see if we actually tracked correctly, which I think we did because it wasn't really that many changes other than putting a lot more money to debt. So we had our income of 5,938, and then our bills was 2,134. Yeah. Our debt was 1,517. Spending was 925. Living was 1,300. Savings was 62. So that is how our October went. October was a pretty good month. We had fall break. We did help my mom with her light bill. We had car repairs. I talked about that in the last video. My sisters and I went to the fair, and then we were on fall break. So I got a week of resting. I literally was like, I'm putting all my grades in before I leave this school because I'm not doing anything over break. And I did not. I just laid around the house, and it felt so good to do nothing, guys. All right, so now let's go ahead and look at our debt, what our debt is at for this month. Let's start with our Wells Fargo loan since that's not our main focus. We could start there. I think this is it. Okay, so our Wells Fargo loan right now is at $13,177.71. So I am going to just add that into the calculator because we're going to document what our total debt is at. So 13,177 and 71 cents. Okay. And now let's look at our student loans. So our student loans are at $26,247.86. We made a $1,042 payment. So it's already, a jump in numbers. So I'm feeling very excited about that. And then let's look over here at our loan number 10. I just wanted this to be more specific. So it started at $1,790. We made 3 payments, and in October it is at $1,036.17. So I'm feeling really hopeful that we will be able to cross off some more stuff in November, if not pay it off completely. And so, yeah. So let's go ahead and add the number into the calculator. So this is our Wells Fargo loan, and we're going to add the student loan totals. So $26,247.86. All right, so we are at $39,425.57. So we have jumped right under that $40,000. And then we're going to add this to the tracker. So not that right here. So last month when we did our closeout, our debt was at $40,644. And so let's go ahead and add in what this month is at. Let's just do October closeout. And it is $39,425.57. All right, so that is our debt for this month. And then I did create a little tracker that I want to color in. So we're at 39. Oh, let me put it back on the calculator so I don't have to flip the page. 39,425.57. Okay. So just a little background. When we first started, my husband and I got married in March of 2024. And this is all in my description. Is it called a description or a bio on YouTube? I don't know, but it's all in there. We started with 61,215 of debt. We had $30,000 of student loans and $30,000 of consumer debt. So we weren't even thinking about the student loans. So we just kind of tried to knock out some of the consumer debt. Now that the consumer debt is that under 15,000, now we feel like we can go ahead and get started on those smaller student loans. And so that is what we're doing. So for us to now be at 39,000, it's only been 18 months. So 18 months since we started, 18 months since we got married. So this feels really good. And then so from March to December of last year, we were in payoff mode, paid off all of our high interest debt, everything that was over 20%. January to April of this year, we went on vacation. So we were saving up for that. We weren't really focused on that. And then April to now, or April to September, we were kind of in limbo, trying to kind of get our savings up a little bit, and kind of just paying off debt a little as we went. But I mean, we're still making progress. So now we're just jumping right back in and trying to get it together. So let's see how far we have come. So 39,000. We're at 36. Maybe like 1/3 of 40 to 50. So let's just, because this is 36, let's just act like this right here would be 39. And I'm just using a highlighter just because I don't want it to bleed through the page. Right? And then the last thing that I want to look at is I do want to track the savings amounts that we have, just so that when I rewatch my video, I can tell where we were 100%. So I am going to do that here, not here, here. All right, so we're going to do, we're in October closeout. And our savings right now, and I do have my spreadsheet up. I don't know if y'all could see, but where we have like all of our savings categories, and so that is what I'm looking at. And this is basically the savings is all of these binders except the living binder. All right, so right now our savings total is $3,865. And this may not go up like as frequently as it has been, just because we're only putting extra rollover money into savings, which that's okay, because we have enough for now. And so that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for stopping in, and have a great day.